we've seen earlier, that Dugong, while it sounds fantastic versus the Togekiss, it's not even that easy of an answer, but we'll get into that later. The lead matchup is going to be the GOAT Medicham versus Oranguru.
And Doonebug going for the Dynamic Punch straight away. Dynamic Punch doesn't quite two-shot an Oranguru, but it gets awfully close to the point where you could Psycho Cut down after 2 Dynamic Punch. And oh, we see the immediate pivot into his own Oranguru. This seems like a calculated play from Doonebug, like he's done this before. The Dynamic Punch and then the swap, it seems like it puts the Oranguru within that Brutal Swing range.
Yep, that is true. Oh, another catch here. ElChe getting the Turtonator in, catching the Brutal Swing from Doonebug. The chip from his own Oranguru has dealt plenty of damage, putting it perhaps in Brutal Swing range on its own. But Doonebug is going to outpace here, gonna throw a Brutal Swing after 8 turns.
I really love that shiny. That is a beautiful shiny Oranguru. We're seeing another one here. Brutal Swing is going to connect on the Turtonator, so this Oranguru really putting on a lot of pressure, and we see ElChe opt for the Brutal Swing here. Doonebug faced with the decision. Is he going to put up that first Protect Shield? He is. Wants to get a little bit more utility out of this Oranguru.
Timing is immediately awkward here because of the timing in the last Brutal Swing. Doonebug outpaces now, can throw a Brutal Swing here against the Turtonator. Turtonator lets it go, is let go by ElChe. What are you going to bring in? Resisted Shadow Claws might be a huge farm down.
ElChe has the shield advantage, but there is so much health remaining on Doonebug's remaining opponent. And you were right, he does come in with the Runerigus, but doesn't get the Shadow Claw down before the Brutal Swing. And that is going to be brutal for ElChe. He's going to put up the Protect Shield, and now we see the quick pivot. Oh, Doonebug, what is this? Swapping Medicham directly into the Runerigus.
They are leveled in shields now, and the Medicham is, of course, bulky. Doesn't get hit by super effective charge attack damage from a Runerigus. Oh, brings in the Oranguru, now goes for a Trailblaze here.
And I think that may have been a charge attack priority. I think Doonebug clicked the Dynamic Punch. Trailblaze will not quite knock out the Medicham. Gets off this Dynamic Punch here, and this should be enough to knock out Oranguru. However, this could pose an issue. If this knocks out, which it does, this sets up Runerigus for a nice Shadow Claw down against the Medicham, and it's not going to reach the Ice Punch.
Wow, Runerigus is loaded with energy there. There is a good catch potential on the side of Doonebug with his own Oranguru. Togekiss is a Pokemon that needs shields. It wants energy advantage. It's fast, it deals a lot of damage, but it does not take a lot of damage. But that is the perfect catch there. Was on the back foot, not anymore. Oranguru coming in for the rescue.
Doonebug doing what he does best, the catch at the unpredictable moment. And that could be the game changer. Going for the Psyshock here, gonna put up the Protect Shield. ElChe will be able to debuff the Togekiss, but as this health starts to dwindle for Runerigus, I don't know if this debuff is gonna be enough to prevent a Psyshock from knocking it out.
Also, would a Brutal Swing bait lead to an outpacing to the next Rock Tomb? Doonebug has no shields this up, and now has to knock out with a Psyshock. Or perhaps one more peck afterwards. But
this is close.
At this range, I think it should knock out, but I'm not sure. The debuff is crucial.
It's debuff. It's going to be close. Psyshock doesn't knock out. Here comes the Rock Tomb. And I think this will knock out the Togekiss. You see the surprise on ElChe's face. I think despite the catch, ElChe in his Runerigus still able to close this one out.
How bulky is Runerigus? I've never felt like it was super bulky when I played it.
Yeah, it'll be a discussion what we're going to add to that big 5, but right now it's game number 2, and the matchup we ended with starts with this one, Runerigus into the Togekiss.
I can see that, and I want to see the even matchup played out here. Psyshock immediately deployed by Doonebug. Not going to shield this. ElChe now knowing this does not do that much damage.
He has the Turtonator, and that maybe wants to preserve. And Doonebug, once again, swapping the Medicham into the Runerigus. It's like he sees Medicham as his Runerigus counter. But to be fair, there is not a ton of charge attack pressure. It's really more so the Shadow Claws here. And now we're going to see a pivot of the Turtonator into Medicham, and this is an Incinerate Turtonator.
Yeah, and we have a lot of damage here, but of course the timing with Incinerate can be quite awkward. You can now immediately throw a Brutal Swing and give your opponent one free Psycho Cut, or you get hit with another Dynamic Punch.
Doonebug easily recognizing that this is just a Brutal Swing, not enough to knock out the bulky Medicham, and he's going to do 2 Psycho Cuts most likely. Oh, going to go for even more in case ElChe decides to let this go, he'll have more residual energy to hang on, and he does let it go. Not only,
does it knock out?
I think it does. Not only does it knock out, but Doonebug's gonna get to another charge attack here with his Medicham.
Yep, Medicham with the Ice Punch, hitting Runerigas quite hard. Dynamic Punch deals a lot of damage on the Oranguru as well. Let's see what ElChe is coming in here. Catches an Ice Punch on the Oranguru, and that might shift the momentum in the game.
It's a very nice catch, but now Doonebug has the opportunity to come in with the Togekiss, which does wall the energy from the Oranguru. Confusions are going to add up. Togekiss is a little bit on the squishier side, as we say, and going to put up the protection here on the Aura Sphere.
The thing is, in this matchup, Oranguru is quite decent actually when shields are up, because you just throw Trailblazers. Your opponent kind of has to shield them at some point, even though they don't do too much damage, and you're gonna get so much damage done with those. Oh, we're not shielding. Does this knock out?
I think Doonebug was calculating whether he could withstand a Trailblaze and a boosted Confusion. He decided to go for it, but he did not. And now this Oranguru has a lot of work to put in for Doonebug. To be fair, it does have 2 Protect Shields, and it does like the Runerigas matchup in back.
Yeah.
But if there's energy there, things could swing for ElChe.
There's also still the Medicham in the back. I say potential catch there. I don't think it has a lot of energy there. Tries to go for a catch. No, swapping into the Runerigas. Gets a full farm down. And now there's no swap left for Doonebug. He has a Rock Tomb stored. ElChe is going to use the shield here. Wants to use all of his energy. He's so loaded on both Pokemon.
Does ElChe ever opt for the Rock Tomb here? No, he's going to go for the Brutal Swing. The super effective damage. He is very close to the next one. He's either added or one away. Doonebug going to let this Brutal Swing go through, connecting, and we see the next Brutal Swing. This is going to force the final Protect Shield from Doonebug.
Yeah, and he could have just used his own Brutal Swing. ElChe was not added, would have not even gotten to a Charge Attack priority event. Goes for another one here, but ElChe is going to outpace here. Does not win Charge Attack priority.
I've got to be honest, Leo, I thought Runerigas won that for sure, but Doonebug knows better in this matchup. He's been studying. He gets it. He has the double Brutal Swing, but it's a Charge Attack priority for ElChe, and I think this Brutal Swing might just be enough. Let's see. Oranguru knocks out the Oranguru, and ElChe takes down Doonebug97.
We have praised Doonebug so much, but it is ElChe who comes out victorious.